Hey, hi, hello, friends, and I'm back with an extremely late comment. Hi, friends. How are you? I am sorry, kind of, only kind of, for being so incredibly late with coming out with this video. I know, I feel like everyone's already talked about it. You guys know what's happening. Foodie Booty lost her channel, and I kind of wanted to make a video when it was happening. I remember waking up and seeing it and just being like, oh dear God. But as you guys know, I'm dealing with some family stuff. I actually wasn't in state. I wasn't here. This is my home. If you guys don't know, I live here. This is fake, but this is real. This is real. I actually keep my stuff in here. The bottom is filled with miscellaneous sewing stuff. But I wanted to make a video and I wasn't at home. I'd taken an emergency flight back home to see my mom and just to take care of some family stuff. And I just couldn't find the emotional wherewithal to really care about what was happening with Chantel. That's not to say that I didn't have glib comments to make, which if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, please do, because that's where I post all of my glib comments. But I didn't really want to sit down and make a whole video because I was there for my family. So I just did that. Now, let's talk about actually my face for a second. You guys may notice a couple things that are different. One, yes, you are correct. I am not wearing a consistent amount of makeup all over my face. I have concealer and a little bit of concealer around my mouth, underneath my eyes and around my mouth, and that's it. This is my face. It's just how it be. And second and more importantly, there is a lot of glitter bukkake all over my face. And I apologize for that because if you guys have ever used what are they called? The Stila glitter and glows, they dry out extremely fast and I am too cheap to go buy one every time they dry out. So mine dried out and I did the thing where you put the eye drops into it to revive it. And I think I put a little bit too much because I shook it and it exploded and I have glitter all over my clothes and all over my face and in my hair. Last but not least, yes, my hair is greasy. It was very hot and I could not get the AC in my car to work correctly. And rather than doing anything about it, I just sort of lived with it because you know what? Your girl had to go to work. So I am sweaty and I am hot and my hair is gross. But I put this video off long enough. So here I am. Okay, let's talk about Chantel. Chantel lost her channel. Now, if you guys don't know what happened, Chantel went on Omegle. Omegle is kind of like a chat roulette sort of a site. It's very popular with the young people, of which I am not one. But yeah, people go on there. They talk to other people. It's all fun. You can restrict it so that you're only talking to adults. And going on Omegle is not in and of itself bad. Even recording it and making a video out of it, not bad. People do that all of the time. Chantel, however, decided to do it live because she does everything live because Chantel is incredibly lazy. And what inevitably happened was that she ended up porning her audience. Is it unfortunate that it happened? Yes, mostly for her audience. Chantel, however, is an adult and she should have known better. Especially when she did it the first time and it went poorly and then she decided to do it some more times because she's just whatever, fuck it, right? Charlie's saying not to do it, so I'm just going to do it more to spite her because somehow this is Charlie's fault. And so Chantel decided to do that and her channel was reported. I do believe Charlie was the one who pointed it out, but to be completely frank, I am 100% in agreement with Charlie on this. There is not a lot of lines that I draw. Chantel does stuff. She breaks terms of service left, right, and center on her channel. And for the most part, I don't really care because the demographic that she draws is mostly adult. And I think that they have the ability to make a decision regarding whether or not they want to consume our content. We have the ability to not watch if we don't want, and if something is triggering to us, we can walk away from it. But there are places where I draw the line, and putting children on your channel who did not consent to being on your channel and then making money off of those children, it strikes me in a very uncomfortable place. If I've never spoken to you guys about this, I am very against family channels. I don't even like parents monetizing their own children because it creates a very weird incentive for you to exploit children because you have a monetary incentive to do so. And that's for people's own children who they theoretically love, not for people like Chantel who have no investment in this and who will exploit just about anything and anyone in their lives or otherwise for a few cheap bucks on the internet. So the fact that she was doing this to other people's children, and the thing that really upset me is the first person that came on was this little Indian boy. And, she types this message, she goes, show Bobs. And if you guys don't know what that's talking about, that is asking to be shown parts of your body. And this is obviously a child. I don't care if you're doing it for a fucking joke. If it's with a child, don't joke about that shit. There are lines that you should not cross, and that was one of them. So did Charlie do the right thing? Yeah. Honestly, if she hadn't, I would have done it myself. I just saw it very late. I 100% support her on that. And fuck everyone who on here who's saying, oh, well, Charlie shouldn't have reported her and blah, blah, blah. And, it's hypocritical. No. Charlie did absolutely the right thing. Chantel has been breaking terms of service for a while. This was very egregious and should not be ignored. And last but not least, Chantel was not attacked. Nobody polarized the community against her. She put shit on her channel that was against terms of service. She should have known better, and she decided to go ahead and do it anyway. It doesn't matter whether or not people incited a hate mob against her. People have had a hate boner on for Chantel for a very long period of time. You should know how to conduct your business on the internet better than you did, but you didn't, and that's on you. So no, I will not hear this. It is not Charlie's fault. It's not the Hater Nation's fault. It's not the people on Omegle's fault. It's nobody's fault but Chantel's. Because this was Chantel's livelihood, and she should have been more careful with her bag, and she wasn't. Okay? When I join a company, I sign a lot of documents saying this is what I will be doing, this is the function that I'll be performing, these are all of my credentials, this is there's an indemnity clause in there, there's a non-compete clause in there depending on what field you're in, there's a bunch of stuff you have to sign. And a lot of places also, by the way, have a morality clause now saying that if you behave in a manner that is contrary to the values of the company that you are representing, you will be terminated. Okay? It doesn't even have to do with your job performance necessarily. And Chantel's not an employee of YouTube. Chantel is an individual contributor. She is a contractor at the very best. No one can care about your business, your life, more than you care about your business and your life. And she didn't. And no one else is obligated to do that for her. So no. Do I want to see Chantel homeless? Absolutely not. Do I think Chantel's going to end up homeless? I'm pretty sure she will. Or at least without a home of her own. I think that she'll lean on family and friends, and I think that for the most part, her family at least will come through for her. Because she is now migrated to other platforms. She's trying to, be on OnlyFans. She's trying to be on Twitch. She's trying to stream on Patreon. And you know what I'll tell you for all of these platforms is that they all have terms of service, and all of their terms of service are slightly different. And I don't think that it is beyond the pale to assume that someone can be on all three platforms and actually sit there and make good content for all three platforms. It's a little bit specialized, it's a little bit individualized, and that caters to the audience that has followed her onto those individual platforms, right? So if you're on OnlyFans, maybe you can make more sexually explicit content. If you are on Patreon, maybe do more vlogs and general life stuff. If you're streaming on Twitch, maybe talk about games and movies you've watched, or do live streaming while you are playing a video game. Right? Something of that sort, something that serves as a complement to the platform that you are on. YouTube is sort of like a jack of all trades. And so it had the widest built terms of service. These platforms are a lot more strict, and they're a lot smaller. And that's the thing you want to be careful of, right? Twitch has learned from the mistakes that YouTube has made, and it's not going to let adpocalypse happen on their platform. Okay, they are much more proactive. And the problem with Chantel is that she's very easily goaded into saying things. She is very easily offended. And what's going to slowly but surely happen is that she's going to end up getting banned from these platforms. This is not me saying you should go report her. Do not freaking report her unless she's done something egregious. Okay? But I am telling you that the way that she is behaving, even now, she doesn't seem to have learned anything because she isn't able to accept that anything is her fault. And that's the thing about moving forward and changing and growing as a person. Chantel isn't capable of that. Chantel hasn't learned anything from her past behavior. She's still blaming Charlie and YouTube. She hasn't accepted that she was the one at fault. If she can accept that, then she can correct her behavior. And it's obviously such a disempowering move. Like, imagine living your life assuming that you're at the mercy of the world. I would hate that. If that was actually true, I would absolutely hate that, because that meant I had no ability to change anything about my life. Sorry, I talk with my hands like a lot. So I don't know why she wants to accept this self-victimizing like narrative, but whatever, that's on her. If she wants to do that, she can go ahead and do that. It does, however, mean that until she learns that she was the one at fault, she can't actually correct any of her past behavior. And until she corrects her past behavior, all those same problems that were coming forward before are going to come forward here too. It's not that she didn't, like, people are saying, oh, well, you know, she should have read the terms of service. She should have read the terms of service. Chantel is not an idiot. It does not, I don't think for 1 second that Chantel did not know that showing nudity on her channel was against terms of service. I'm 100% sure that Chantel knew this. But the thing about Chantel is that she thinks, one, that she can push the envelope a lot further, and two, that ignorance or pleading ignorance of terms of service will mean that all of a sudden she's forgiven. And she's not. They don't owe her anything. She might have 90,000 subscribers, but at the end of the day, she's not making the billions of dollars. No single creator on the platform is making the billions of dollars. There's nobody that they want badly enough, except maybe like PewDiePie and fucking T-Series, that they're going to fight at like people advertising on their channels for. There is nobody who they would protect at the cost of actual investors and actual advertisers. Chantel's channel is too small. She's too irrelevant. Quite frankly, a lot of her actions are indefensible. Because even if you could say that, yeah, okay, you know, the porning thing was an accident. Even if you could say the flashing thing, even though it kept happening continuously, was an accident. What about the stuff that she said that is blatantly, I can't word, that was blatantly homophobic, transphobic, that she said the R word repeatedly on her channel. All of the other multitude of ways in which she has been horrible to people that are considered to be marginalized. And look, whatever DC Media Girl said or did not say, the fact that, like now, I mean, in today's context, whatever she is or is not doing is irrelevant, because the fact still stands that Chantel told a Jewish woman to go react to the fucking Holocaust. Horrible behavior. It doesn't matter if the person that she's directing these comments to is a bad person, because there's people who, fun fact, are Jewish who have nothing to do with that nonsense, who have nothing to do with this, who might come across this and still be incredibly hurt by what she said. So because she can't learn from it, it's only a matter of time until she does or says something on Twitch, tries to push the envelope again. Once she becomes more confident and complacent, and once she starts generating some revenue, she's going to do the same envelope pushing shit that she was doing on YouTube. She's going to do the same reactionary shit that she was doing on YouTube. She's been doing it for years. That isn't like a new thing. That isn't a post-drugs thing, a post-natter thing. She's been reactionary and volatile for years. Or have you guys forgotten about the time where she went ahead and she's like, I'm going to call, ICE on you and have you deported? No. I'm getting my timelines mixed up. Sorry. When she said, I'm going to call family services and have your children taken away. Because, yeah, might as well like subject poor innocent children to that stuff too, right? So do I think that she's going to last with this channel? I'm sure she's going to make some amount of money, right? If she doesn't end up alienating her audience. Now, that's another thing that I have noticed. She's putting basically just repeats or screen grabs or just like shortened versions of what she's posting on Twitch to both her OnlyFans and to her Patreon. And the thing is, those platforms are not really compatible. Like, I have been very clear that in my Patreon, right, I put up one video a month. I am not very present there. If you guys want to support me, you can support me. I appreciate it, but nobody is obligated to do that. And quite frankly, like, I would totally understand if nobody wanted to support me on there, right? I am not here telling you that I'm going to be giving you all of these things, because I've learned my lesson that I should not promise more than I am able to deliver. That's not what Chantel is doing. And I just want to make this abundantly clear, because I've had a lot of people on Twitter say this, not just to me, just in general. I have seen a lot of people making this comment that, you can't react to Chantel when you were for banning her. No, why not? I genuinely want to know what the logic there is. I think that what Chantel did was wrong. What I am doing, I don't think is wrong. I'm not streaming minors and monetizing their faces. The vast majority of people who have been talking about Chantel still have taken the clips of her where she's doing something wrong and they've edited out the bad content. Her doing Omegle wasn't the problem. Her monetizing children, not censoring their faces was the problem. Her letting porn be shown to her audience on her channel was the problem. So someone is removing that. If Chantel had removed that, YouTube wouldn't have had a problem and I wouldn't have had a problem. So I don't agree with you, because you can take a problem with some of her content, but I don't think that means you shouldn't get to talk about her. She's still a public figure. If she no longer decided she wanted to be on YouTube and she was going to take everything offline and just live her life as a private citizen, then I would say, yeah, okay, we got to stop. But she's not doing that. She wants to continue to be a public figure. People talk about Twitch streamers all the time. People talk about OnlyFans creator on YouTube all the time. People talk about people who they don't want on the platform all the time. I don't see Chantel as being an exception to that, even though this relationship is a little bit more closer than I think you'll find elsewhere in the YouTube sphere. Last but not least, I'm going to put the clip of Peetz and what he was saying on his channel in here.
Today I wanted to address drama, because there's YouTube drama, because of course there is. So there's a couple things in particular that I need to address very quickly. I'm aware that she lost her channel. She's got other platforms. She's on Patreon. She's on OnlyFans. She's going to be starting up Twitch soon. It's possible our finances might take a bit of a hit initially. We'll see. Whatever. We'll deal with it if it happens. I kind of see it as not really any of my business, to be honest. You cannot make me care about someone else shit-talking me. I've said this before. No one will ever say anything to me that is meaner than the things I say to myself. That's what it means to have depression and low self-esteem. You know, I am a walking bag of self-loathing.
Okay. I didn't really do like a proper react to it. I'm not going to like do like a video in video thing. I just wanted to show you guys this, basically just to kind of let you know what he said as well on his channel. And the one thing I really want to point out here that I find incredibly strange about this whole thing is not that Peetz is taking this very nonchalantly, because whatever, people can take it however they want. And he has mental health concerns, so this might actually be small potatoes to him right now. But he says that, you know, our finances might take a hit, which made me feel very odd, because it's like, what our finances? You two aren't married. You two are friends. You two have your own separate finances. But fine, maybe since Chantel's paying for the housing and he's the one on the lease, maybe they're considering their joint finances. But then he goes on to say that, but it's none of my business. You know, what's going on with Chantel's channel is none of my business. You can't have it both ways. It can't be your finances, right, but her business. That's just not how it works. In an adult relationship where you've got two people, it's your finances, then it's your business. It's her finances and her business. You don't get to have it both ways, okay? For all that, I don't really think that we should be asking Peetz to answer questions about what's happening on YouTube, mostly because I don't think Peetz is going to give us anything anyway, and also because I think that given his mental health, I really don't want to be pushing the dude right now in any direction one way or the other. He can put up whatever he wants to put up on his channel. I'm just glad that Chantel is not trying to horn in on his channel as well and, like, you know, post stuff about herself on his channel, because I personally think that's going to end up getting his channel banned as well. And given that he is sort of using this as a space to like connect with other people who like his let's just say niche interests, I think that it's good that he has a space to do that without Chantel's influence. And the last reason I kind of wanted to put this on here is because that Chantel losing her channel has implications for more than just herself. Because the lease is under Peetz's name, if Chantel does not find a way to pay for rent, they are both going to end up homeless. And more importantly, Peetz, who up until this point has really not done anything that I think deserves, like, I don't know, the mass hatred that Chantel gets at the level that Chantel gets, right? I think that he's going to end up with a bad credit as well, and he's going to have a hard time finding like housing for himself in the future, especially considering the fact that he is also going through a mental health crisis. He might not be able to get a job, and a lot of employers will actually even check your credit score. Did you know this? Which is ridiculous. So I genuinely feel bad for him. I do. Now, should he have known about this and been better about turning Chantel down when she tries to rope him into stuff? Absolutely. But being a pushover and a performative ally, which he absolutely is, because he has no clear understanding and no desire to seemingly learn about the plights of people who are marginalized, like just spews them without any kind of critical thinking or understanding. Anyway, I don't think any of those things is reason enough to put him in the same category as Chantel, because he at least seems to want to not be that way, which Chantel has never really shown a desire to be better than a bigot and closed-minded. Okay, I think I've rambled a little bit. I just kind of wanted to get all of my thoughts out there. Chantel is still doing her thing. I might actually go through and like talk about her some more. I'm probably going to put up at least one more video at some point this week or next week. Probably this week, like this weekend, I'll put up another video. I do actually want to talk and react to her actual stream, but like it is not worth it to me to make an entire like video in video react, so I might just do videos like these. If you guys really do want to see it, I don't really know where I could get copies of like her like Patreon streams or her OnlyFans streams. I don't think Just Saying is putting up like a very easy to view video version of it. I think hers is like bigger react going on in the background and then like in a smaller screen in the front. She's doing something like that to avoid getting hit by like the copyright things, and that'll be really difficult for you guys to see anyway. So, and I don't know if I want to go on the farms, you guys. I really hate that place. But let me know if you guys have a very strong preference for video in video reacts, or if you guys are okay with me just like giving you my unfiltered stream of thought, as it were. Okay, that's going to be it for everything that I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys as always, and thank you so much for sticking by me, even though my video, the number of videos that I'm making has really dipped in the past couple of months. I really am hoping to get back to like a more steady schedule of doing like 1 or 2 videos a week. It just, like I said, it's not dependent on me right now. My first priority is always going to be my family. So yeah. That's everything, I think, from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I want to say a special thank you to all of my patrons. You guys are awesome, and you've stuck by me for this long. I have no idea how to thank you guys. I love you, all of you, each and every one of you. You're very special, and you're the most beautiful people I've ever seen. Trust me, I've checked. And as always, I'm Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. Peace. That wasn't viewable at all. It's because this like wire got caught. So I'm just going to do that again, okay? I'm Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. Peace. A special thank you to my patrons: Acrophobe, Ariel M, Christina, Courtney EP, Darkness Dust, Dainty B, Shanice, Oceana Songs, Sidra Z, Colleen L, Just a Jude, Kate O, Sonia P, and a special thank you to my $25 patrons, D Higgins and Megan O. Thank you guys so much.